Hello, and welcome to another edition of Around the Coin, the premier podcast for all things banking, payments, crypto, and fintech. My name is Faisal Khan, and I am your host for today. Take game theory, throw a little bit of real money, add the stock markets of the world to it, squeeze some incentives, and don't forget a pinch of two of that ever-needed crypto world, and shake it. What do you get? Well, I'll let my guest Lawrence Richardson explain that to us and what his company is doing in this space. Hi, Lawrence. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Okay, good. For people who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Lawrence Richardson. I'm the CEO and founder of ZeroSum Markets and currently ZFX Token, and we're in the midst of our token sale. It's ongoing right now. My background is in finance and computer science. I've worked at large tier one bank trading FX and precious metals. And since 2015, started up ZeroSum, which has gone through a few evolutions, and now we're incorporating the blockchain into our program.
So tell us a little bit about, what is a problem that you're trying to solve? I mean, you know your problem extremely well. The listeners may not know about it. So maybe run us through the initial, the oracle phase, if you will.
Fair enough. So essentially the genesis of ZeroSum came. So I was working at a tier one bank in New York, trading on an institutional level, and we're trading back and forth. And I've been part of the trading community, and I've been a retail trader. I've been trading my own portfolio. I've traded institutional level accounts. I've done essentially the entire gamut. And I saw a major deficiency for people who wanted to trade, but were not necessarily equipped to go out and compete against the market. They're competing against hedge funds. They're competing against banks. They're competing against large institutions. And to be honest, the retail trader is at a massive disadvantage. And in 2015, this was around the time that DraftKings and FanDuel had their massive publicity advertising campaign. So daily fantasy sports was everywhere. People were talking about it. Loved the concept of it. And my partner and I really thought the idea could be applied to financial trading. And so essentially, we wanted to have peers compete against their own peers. And so you're competing against your friends and buddies rather than competing against the market as a whole. And that offers a lot of advantages to the average retail trader. So that was the main idea from which ZeroSum came.
So, how is it different? I mean, one of the basic tenets that, or rather, one of the basic tenets that is missing from trading is a strategy. Many investors enter without a strategy. They just, they don't know. They're running around like a headless chicken. They don't know what to invest in, et cetera, et cetera. And many a times they're copying strategies from left, right, and center and trying to make a strategy of their own, which basically wipes the capital off. So what is it that you do different?
So one of the major disadvantages for retail traders is actual structurally. Structurally, you have to pay enormous spreads, and over trading causes those spreads to eat into your returns. And it's something close to 80% of retail traders after 1 year of trading are not profitable. And people keep trading because trading is exciting and trading is fun. So how do you change it on a structural level? Well, you don't go to brokerages, you go to a different platform. And so that's what we try to create. We try to create a platform that's connected outside of the current system. So you don't have a brokerage account. You open up an account on our platform and you're trading against your peers. So your relative performance is what matters, not your absolute performance in the market. And so what this allows you to do is you can try out any trading strategy you want. You can do 1,000 trades in an hour. You could do 2 trades in a week. It doesn't matter because you're not subject to those market forces that you would be on a brokerage account. And not only that, but you're trading against your peers. So you're not trading against hedge funds. You're not trading against banks. You're not trading against someone who's paying $10,000 a week for market data. And all of those combined gives newer traders a much better experience into learning how to trade, becoming profitable in their trading, and giving them confidence to eventually go out in the market. And you can win a decent amount of money too if you do end up being a good trader.
So is this platform of yours geared towards the end investor or towards the trader themselves?
It's geared towards the individual as a trader. And you can invite your friends. You could have a specific you and your buddies competition. You could go out into a larger pool of a competition of 10,000 entrants, put down $10 and have a chance to win $50,000 or $100,000. So it gives you a fantastic risk profile. You're not leveraging your entire portfolio. If the market moves against you, you only ever lose your entry fee. You don't have to worry about margin calls. You don't have to worry about getting stopped out of a position that'll eventually turn around and go in your favor. And so all of these things together, it offers a much different experience that you could get anywhere else, especially if you're going in and trading in the current market structure.
So, one would listen to you and say, that's bullshit. How can a person invest $10 and win $1,000, let alone $100,000? Explain the concept to us.
So the concept is you're not...
To the naysayers, if you will.
Yeah, fair enough. And I understand how it sounds. You're never actually touching the markets. What you're doing is you're putting your performance against the performance of other people in the competition. So everyone in the competition, they all pay their entry fee. It's 100 people, let's say, paying $10 to enter. It starts at a given time. It ends at a given time. Everyone has the same starting amount. Everyone can trade the same assets. But how you trade those is what matters. And so at the end of the competition, at the end of the trading duration, whether it's a day, whether it's a week, whether it's a month, whoever has the highest return compared to the people in that competition will win first place, next highest, second place, and get the payouts that way. So it's structured, if you're familiar with daily fantasy sports, very similar to that. And so what this allows us to do is, let's say everyone in the competition lost money. It was just a terrible week. No one made money trading. But on a relative basis, let's say you only lost 5%, but you were the highest return. You could still win the $1,000 prize pool. And so it's a different structure than if you just put on a long position in the market.
So explain for those who've never heard about the fantasy pool that you were talking about. How does that work?
So in traditional daily fantasy sports or fantasy football, you draft a team, you have players, they get points, and whoever's highest point total at the end of the week is the victor in that competition. We're not drafting players, we're not drafting stocks, we're not drafting positions. What we're doing is we're giving you a fictional portfolio and saying, okay, you have control over this for the duration of the competition. How you trade is up to you. You can make 100 trades. You can make no trades. You can make one trade. But your performance at the end of the week is measured against your peers. And so we're trying to isolate trading as a skill and show you how you stack up against other people.
And is this based on something that is concentric to US only, or is it global?
No, it's global. And the great thing about it and the way we've structured our competitions, anything with the price feed, we can create a competition for. That could be equities. We started in FX because that was our background. So we have a lot of FX pairs on there. We have crypto competitions. We could, in theory, have competitions on the weather if we get an accurate weather feed. So the possibilities are something that we're currently exploring, but it's definitely a global.
How does it benefit? I mean, if, as a trader, let's say someone who's stacking up the points and is raking in the money, other than the fact that they're raking in the money, is there a possibility for other investors or contributors to say, okay, I like what Lawrence is doing. He's constantly number one in, let's say, the American stock market. Is there a way for me to mimic your trades in real life?
So currently, we're not doing any copy trading, but our platform is currently in its essentially beta phase. We've gone through a few different iterations since 2015, and our next rollout is incorporating the blockchain. So it's something we're looking to in the future, but right now we're really trying to hone in to the competitions, get that absolutely perfect for our users, and then expand out in our offerings from there.
So let's talk about what went wrong since 2015. You've obviously been doing some iterations. What made you delay it till now, 2018?
So we haven't delayed it. We've gone through a few, I guess I said iterations. A better word would be evolutions. So we've changed our UI. We've gone out. We've done test marketing. It took us a while to build the infrastructure of the program. We had outside investors go on. And so all of these things combined brings us to where we are now.
And there is nothing like this in the market.
There is currently nothing like this in the market, and we're really excited to make it larger.
And how much are you? So when's the ICO coming out? Let's talk a little bit about the token sale. Although I don't want it to be all about the token sale, I want people to have an understanding of what you are all about and your team and so forth. But let's start with the token sale itself.
Yeah, so the token sale is currently live. The project was in pre-sale in December. We got great commitments through that, and now you can currently contribute to the public sale. We partnered with a firm called New Alchemy, and we have a third party audit all of our contracts. So security is of the utmost importance to us. All this information is on our website, zfxtoken.com.
Okay, so if you say that you raised $4 million as an example, there's actual proof of that, right? It's not just you're not farting in the air, if you will.
Exactly. And one of the things that I always like to highlight, and especially now with the number of token sales and the number of ICOs coming out,
Transparency.
And we're not a vaporware company with a white paper. We've been in business since 2015. We have outside investors. We put in a lot of money into development. We have a product already out there. And so our token is a utility token. It has an immediate use case, and our roadmap building forward, we have a lot of great things planned. One of them being the sentiment engine, which is completely new in the space. And I kind of want to backtrack a little bit. Alpha feeds and alpha signals in trading are one of the most important things you can have. If you have something that produces alpha, which is an excess over market adjusted returns, that is extremely valuable. And one of the ways you can generate alpha is by aggregating trade data, finding outperformers, to your point earlier about the copy trading, and rewarding users for producing actionable trade data. And one of the things that we're accomplishing with our utility token is we're going to aggregate the trades of our users from using our platform, collate it, sell it off as a feed to outside parties who aren't necessarily interested in our platform.
Ooh, wow. I like that part. I really, really, really like that part, because it would be really cool for me to, basically, you've not just made friends, you've made a whole lot of friends. Every broker can possibly become a client of yours, right?
Exactly. And what we do is we reward the users themselves for producing the data. So it's not us as a company that gets rewarded from users using our platform. We're sharing that with the users who are producing the trade data. So it really incentivizes traders to use the platform. They can win through their competitions, but also even if they don't, they're still producing valuable data to the rest of the trading community. And so by using the ZFX token, by using our platform, they can get rewarded in numerous ways.
Have you done is there like a beta kind of a program that is live right now? Maybe a small test group or something like that?
Yeah, so you can go on ZeroSum Markets, and that's our platform-facing site. ZFX token is our token sale site, and then we've separated out the actual platform. So if you look at a few other token sales and people are throwing around testnet, that's essentially our testnet.
And what will the utility token do? So let's say how much are you raising, by the way, first of all? Most important question.
So we are targeting 15 million as our soft cap.
And what does the utility token do for me once I get it?
So the utility token, as of right now, will be the token that will allow you to enter and exit competitions, or allow you to enter competitions and then get paid out in ZFX tokens. And from that, we're putting in a tiered structure. So it's essentially a loyalty system with ZFX tokens. So if you think back to a good example would be on poker sites. So if you generate gold status, you generate platinum status. By locking in ZFX tokens, you get additional rewards for entering competitions, exclusive events. And so the ZFX token currently will be the mechanism to enter and get paid out, in which case you can go and you can trade the ERC20 token, you could keep it. And then eventually we're incorporating the ZFX token into the sentiment engine as well and adding that use case as well.
Is there? How do you plan to get traction onto the platform, considering it's going to be global? But one of the biggest challenges that faces, sites like yours is getting people to come on it, because retail investors or people who would like to invest, even small sums, or not, well, quote unquote, professional investors or even periodic investors who will just invest, maybe a couple of times a year. One of the biggest challenges is education and awareness that such platforms such as yours exist.
Yeah, so we have a few different marketing strategies to go out and target our target user base. Part of the token sale proceeds are going towards specifically that goal, but a lot of the other ones are based around education. So we're educating people as a platform for learning how to trade, going to universities, going to conferences. Our background and our contacts are in the financial industry, and we view our platform not as an investment platform. It's definitely not that. It's much more of an entertainment platform that uses trading for people to go out and showcase their skill. And if you want to invest, that is something that we highly recommend. Always start young, keep doing it forever. But ours is much more of a game-based competition. So you short duration, have fun, go out, and so we view it very differently than investment groups.
So game theory, but with real money, though.
Exactly.
Okay. And starting out, are you going to be U.S. concentric, or are you going to go and stay? Like, for example, if I'm from, let's say, I don't know, Turkey, or from Nigeria, or Kenya, or Philippines, can I just come over there and open some sort of a game competition myself, or do I have to rely on you?
So we have automated processes that create games in accordance with the number of users online at any given time. And as we expand our user base, we're going to have more diversity in competitions. And what that means is diversity in the entry fee amounts, the diversity in how many entrants are coming in, when the start times are. So they might be more applicable to people in Singapore. They might be more applicable to people in London. But currently we are US focused. We're located in Chicago, but our platform is open to a global audience. And one of the things that the ZFX token does is it makes global accessibility a lot easier.
Wow. I hear it's going to be a storm in Chicago, or is it already cold up there?
I think it's been, I don't know what the equivalent in centigrade is, but in Fahrenheit, it's been under 5 for a week straight. So it's fairly cold.
Ouch. That is very cold. But I hope you get a warm reception. So how long will this token sale be going after you reach the soft cap? Is there a hard cap?
There is a hard cap. It lasts 12 hours after the soft cap is reached. The public sale end date is January 31st. And the really cool thing about our offering, regardless of whether the hard cap is reached or not, we're moving forward with the project. Our backing outside of the token sale has been tremendous. We have really great strategic partners who have gone out, started their own companies worth a few $100 million. And so we're really excited to partner up with them, get their expertise, and build our team. And one of the things that we're excited about, and the reason in part that we're doing the token sale, is to really get the utility out there, to show people, okay, this exists. You can come and use it immediately. And if you want ZFX tokens, now is your opportunity to get them ahead of time, essentially.
And what's is it based on Ethereum or Bitcoin or USDT? What is it?
So the token's an ERC20, so it's based on the Ethereum blockchain. We are looking at a really cool technology, state channels, to do all of the transactions within a competition off chain and then just report it once. And Funfair actually came out with a generalized state channel technology that they're open sourcing for the community. So we're really excited to integrate that into our platform as well.
So you guys are from the FX industry. Tell us a little bit about your team.
Yeah, so my founder and I worked together at Citigroup previously, and we were part of the FX algo trading, and phenomenal team. I will say, while working at a tier 1 bank, I've met some of the smartest, most intelligent people that I've met in my entire life. And
I
working
think
with
that
a
goes without saying.
yeah, no,
That's why they're tier one.
I mean, it's a really great team and a really great community. And that's something that we're trying to emulate with our team that we're building here. And so we're going out and we're building our team slowly. We're not just going out hiring someone off Upwork and calling it a day. We are looking for vetted candidates and people who really have a passion for finance and trading. And our business expertise is something that's a lot more difficult to come by, especially within the financial trading world. And we want to offer that expertise onto our platform through education, through videos, through how we construct just the trading screen itself. And so we really feel that passion comes through. And that's why we've gone through a few different iterations of our UI. Do we want to have a full-fledged, like it looks exactly like your brokerage monitor, or do we want to modify it slightly different for newer entrants? Because to be honest, trading can be overwhelming, especially if you're new to it. So we want to provide functionality, but at the same time, functionality that's accessible.
And when you were at Citi, were you like a trader or were you back office programmers or something who were writing the algorithms and so forth?
So I was a trader. I was working in the algorithmic precious metals book in the New York timeframe. So all of the gold and silver, platinum and palladium that came through Citi's electronic markets, that was what I was handling.
And your co-founder?
And my co-founder was working on the same desk previously at a high frequency firm out of Chicago. And so we decided to open up in Chicago because we both had ties back there.
Yeah, it's a lovely city, and most of the HFT firms are there, actually. So let me ask you, it goes without saying, a lot of the people who will invest in your tokens will do it from an investment point of view. What exchanges would you be listing on once the token sale is done?
Yeah, so we're targeting all the major exchanges. We can't officially comment and guarantee that I'll be on any specific exchange until it is official, but we are working with the major three. So that is still underway, and obviously we're going to be on either Delta immediately. So we're really excited.
Any thing that you want to maybe highlight, any affiliation, any contract, any partnerships that you may have done that you deem are worthwhile listening to, or getting the message out?
Yeah, so one of our primary partnerships, which we started really early on, that we're excited about, was with New Alchemy. They're based out of Seattle. Their token sales and their advisement of firms that they've worked with in the past have over 4.5 billion market cap to date. So they've been phenomenal partners and have really pushed us in the right direction. Our contracts have been audited by a third-party consulting firm, which I mentioned earlier. So it's very much, we're trying to do this right. We're trying to be transparent about it. And we're really looking forward to essentially creating awareness around ZFX and ZFX token. Everyone who I've talked with in the past, whether it's on podcasts, whether it's in person, even just email conversations, they really like the idea. It's so unique in terms of what's currently out there, especially compared to retail brokerage models, where you're paying maybe like $5 or $10 for a single trade even. And it's something that's different. And I think it's very much needed within the space. And if you kind of look at what crypto has done recently, crypto has by default created a bunch of new traders within the industry who don't necessarily know how to trade. But the fact that they're holding, let's say they're holding Augur, or they're holding Request Network, they're trading it as a currency pair against BTC, against the US dollar. And those cross-currency pairs are identical to FX cross-currency pairs. They're just thought about differently. So we're hoping to educate.
Just no fundamentals to apply to these pairs. That's the only thing, right?
Sorry?
Just there isn't any fundamental data to apply. I mean, there's no fundamentals. It's just pure technical analysis, if you will.
Yeah, it's technical analysis. It's a lot of awareness. There's a lot of, so there are project milestones by the individual teams for specific ERC20 tokens. So it's more than just technical, although yes, I will concede at this point, it's a lot of technical analysis.
And
But sorry, that being said, the dollar yen pair is famous for trading off technicals. So even in the FX market, technicals do reign supreme.
That is true. But I mean, if you look at just, I think January or February or March this year, it was just maybe a couple of crypto tokens that the general population was talking about. Today, every day I wake up and everyone's talking about, hey, do you know about this crypto token? Do you know about this altcoin? I think I just plugged down $5,000 in this and I made so much. And it's the general sense of optimism and euphoria and this new forest that we have discovered, that the undiscovered country, if you will, and that is just, it's very exciting because I feel that slowly and surely what seems like a very established equities and FX markets and so forth will see a little by little money draining into these crypto markets, which then, and one day they'll wake up and say, oh my god, this is way beyond serious now.
No, it's very interesting to look at the evolution of the crypto space. And a lot of it now is just rising tide lifts all boats. There's so much money coming into the space because of awareness, because people are talking about it now. And that wasn't the case back in 2014, 2013. 2017 was really the start of a new beginning, I would say, in the crypto space. And what you're seeing, yes, there's good projects. Yes, there's bad projects. Yes, there's phenomenal teams that don't have awareness, which will become the next Ethereum of 2017 that'll go up 480% or whatever the returns may be. It's a lot of awareness.
I mean, it's internet circa 1990, 1991, 1992, where there was no easy way of downloading a file. You had to go to the shell command, FTP, log in, provide the login ID, go search.
Yeah, it's very much that, but it's also global now. And if you look at the internet boom, if you take a US centric perspective, the .com bubble was mostly US focused. Now the crypto space has the entire world that it reaches out to. So you're seeing a ton of participation in India, and you're seeing a ton of participation in Japan, and you're seeing a ton of participation in Russia and China and the US. And so it's really interesting to see where it could go from here. And evaluate. Sorry, go ahead.
But I do disagree. There isn't a ton of participation. There's hardly any participation, and this is the effect. Imagine when the ton of participation really comes in.
Oh, no.
Because right now, buying a coin is very, very technical. When it becomes as easy as buying a carton of milk, then, I mean, the ecosystem will just change drastically, right?
Yeah. It's definitely a transitional phase. And so I think what a lot of people are doing, and at least from what I've seen, what I've read, what I've kind of felt out from my prior experience, people are trying to pick winners based upon just pure sentiment. If it's being talked about, people are going to buy into it. And the more it gets talked about, the more people buy into it. So there's a little bit of a greater fool theory going on. So you do see aspects of a bubble, but at the same time, if you're trying to do a fundamental analysis of the entire space, to your point earlier, I think there's less than 1% of the entire global population is even participating in crypto at this current time. So if that 1% goes up to 5%, which is still a conservative amount, the entire market cap of the space is now a few $1 trillion. So,
I mean, I look at it from two perspectives. The GDP, if you look at the GDP numbers of $215, $220 trillion, we haven't even reached 1 trillion. When we go to 1 trillion, then it's still going to be something like, I don't know, 0.45% of, 0.45% of the world's GDP as far as the market cap is concerned. And then when I look at the derivatives market of $700+ trillion, and this is nothing. Right. So the potential is unbelievable. And I think what companies like yourselves and the others are doing, they're trying to make trying to make the cryptography, the engineering, and the game theory element, all three variables combined together, make it so easy as far as the UI and UX is concerned. Once they achieve that, version 2, version 3, what have you, the second generation or the third generation, where anyone can participate into such markets. And needless to say, they'll be regulated. They'll be, we don't know how much regulation will come in, but once that threshold comes in, I think this is perhaps the next derivatives market.
Yeah, it's really. I think the 2020 landscape is going to be so vastly different than what we see today. It's exciting to think about, but also notoriously hard to predict the future.
Yeah. Well, my friend, I really wish you well for your upcoming ICO. Just so that we have it noted down correctly, the website is zerosummarkets.com. That is the official website of the company. The token is called ZFX.
Yeah, so the token website is zfxtoken.com.
zfxtoken.com, and you can buy through Ethereum. The sale is till the 30th of January, you said?
31st, yep.
31st of January, hard cap of a soft cap of 15 million.
Yep, exactly. And we're really excited to we also have a bounty campaign. If you don't necessarily have a lot of Ethereum, or you're not fully sold on the concept, we're happy to have you participate in our bounty campaign, in which we're doing an airdrop of ZFX tokens through your participation that way. And you can find us on Bitcoin Talk. Just search ZFX and you'll find us.
Yeah. And that was my last question. How can people learn more about you do you have a Slack channel, or I don't know, a terminal? What was it? Telegram channel or something like that?
Yeah, so we're really active on our Discord. You can find the link on our ZFX token page, and you can find a lot of information about us. And I highly encourage people to read our white paper. I know reading white papers is kind of a chore sometimes, and something can get super technical, but we found a good balance between technical and approachable. Whether you're light in your financial knowledge or you're light in your blockchain knowledge, our white paper is extremely approachable. So I highly recommend people do more research, come find us, come talk to us on our Discord. We're always happy to chat, walk people through any questions you might have, whether it's trading or blockchain or really anything.
Well, I always say to people, I hate putting disclaimers, but then I think people are grown up. The grown-ups know how to behave. So, whilst we're not recommending anything, the thing that I like about you is that you weren't born in February of 2017. You've been in the place since 2015, you said. And you've been...
Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I've been in the crypto space personally since 2012, but the company itself has been in existence since 2015.
Yeah, so that counts a lot, and having seen the problem, having been in the industry, and you're working on a very laser-focused area, I think there is good success. How it will fold out, we'll see. But it should be successful. And Lawrence, I really thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll have this out to your readers. Any last minute message you wanted to say?
No, thanks for having us.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
So now I'm going to stop the recording, but do not log off because it's going to upload the recording.
Got it.